What is up, guys? John L here, hope you're all doing well. Tonight we're playing Batman for the Nintendo. So this game graced the cover of Nintendo Power number 9, 10 I want to say, because I think Tetris was number 9. So this is Batman for the Nintendo, created in 1989 by Sunsoft, based off of the Batman movie featuring Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger, Jack Nicholson, directed by, oh man, what's his face? Tim Burton, there we go. So this was kind of a weird Batman movie. In the 80s, comic book movies weren't quite the same as they are right now. Like, comic book movies are like everything, they're like the biggest properties. I want to say that at that time, they just weren't that big. Like, it wasn't guaranteed that audiences would actually see like a movie. There wasn't like a Batman movie since like the 60s prior to this. So this was a big deal, and I wasn't like huge on it, but it was cool as far as comic book movies went at the time. Like, I don't know if it really holds up all that well. It's especially kind of weird because, you know, Tim Burton has a unique vision. Like, a lot of his stuff is really cool. You know, Batman here, Edward Scissorhands, and all that stuff. But it's definitely a unique take on Batman. But it was like super huge in like the late 80s, and it definitely spawned this game. And the game isn't amazingly faithful to the movie, but then again, the movie wasn't super action-packed. It had its moments, but it wasn't something that they could easily craft levels through. So there's a lot of kind of artist license in this game. But if anything, the game is kind of recognized as just being like a really good like Nintendo game. And I never owned it when I was younger. To tell you the truth, I don't think I actually had any friends who owned it either. Oh, this guy's gonna come after me. So I'm kind of surprised by that, because I did have some friends who were into comics, although they were honestly more into like X-Men at the time. To tell you the truth, kind of prior to like Death of Superman, I think DC was kind of like in a lull. So there really wasn't a whole lot going on with like Batman titles. The last big storyline I recall before the breaking of the Bat storyline, where they introduced Bane and all that stuff. Well, they didn't introduce him, but he was the main antagonist. I think was the Death of Robin storyline. So in other words, it just wasn't like a big time for like comic books and movies, and DC especially. So when Tim Burton came along and made this Batman movie, it really took off. And I remember this game being part of it. Although, to tell you the truth, this game honestly kind of feels... oh man. Like it kind of could have been something else. Like, it's got like the batarangs, and it's got like... well, I don't even really remember him using like the gun. I know there'd probably be more of Batman using his grappling hook stuff if they're trying to be more faithful. But then again, this is kind of like an early movie license game anyways, and this thing kind of falls into like the same trap that all movie license games do. And it's like, how do you really convey the movie experience? But anyways, so it's a kind of beat-em-up platformer game. You start out with as much health and all the equipment that you're ever gonna have, so it's like 8 health bars, and you have these 3 different weapons. You have 4 weapons. You have Batman's fists, you have the batarang, you have some kind of gun, and then you have this 3-shot thing. They all kind of come in handy, like, in their own special places. And Punch is the strongest. I think they all get progressively weaker and they take more of these bullets. So I somehow collected 99 of them in the first level, which is really good. But once you run out of those, the only thing you can do is hit. So anyways, this is the first level. Really nice art. Like, Batman looks pretty cool for what the Nintendo could do at the time. The background's really nice. This is kind of like Sunsoft, what you would see like with Blaster Master. So first boss is like super easy, although he was kind of like challenging to me when I first started playing this. There you go. But I believe he's Firefly from the comics. I don't believe Firefly like makes any appearance in the 89 Batman movie, unless he's just some kind of like minor character. And I could be wrong. It's been like forever since I've seen the Batman movie. I do remember thinking the movie was like super cool though. So all you gotta do is like just hunker down in the corner right here and use your batarangs. My timing is like off because I'm not really paying attention, but he can't hit you. Oh my god. There you go. You don't have to hit him that many times. Believe it or not, this used to give me like quite a bit of trouble until I figured out how ridiculously easy he is. There we go. Shouldn't be like too much more. There we go. Alright, so first level, really easy. Really nice looking though. Even the cutscenes they throw in here, pulled a lot of stuff from the movie, and they did a really nice job, although it kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So we'll do our usual thing, take a little break right here, and then we'll start on level 2, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh yeah, and pause like select.